Good morning, guys. Jared here from Focus Group Florida, Keller Williams Realty. Focus Homes, your local custom home builder, and Focus Remodels when you love where you live and want to make it better. Okay, it's Real Estate Roundup. I've been doing a lot of traveling, so I'm actually a little bit behind here. Sorry for those who follow the stats and see what's going on in Central Florida. So let's talk about the last 3 weeks. So home pricing has been on average 313 to 332,000. The inventory has stayed relatively flat, and the days on the market has ranged from 54 to 62 days. So let's get into the details of what's happening in Lakeland and Central Florida. Over the last 7 days, the average home sold was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and that stayed relatively flat for quite some time here. The average square footage was 1,661 square feet. What I don't do is I don't break up condos, single-family, single-family. I just put it all together. What's the average household? The average price in the last 7 days was $326,000, and that's up from last week, which was $313,000. The average sold price this week was $321,410, and that was up from last week at $305,000. The average days on the market was 55 days, so not quite a month and a half to get your home sold. And the sold price compared to the list price is at 98%. Please remember that that does not include any other incentives for buy downs or closing costs or anything like that outside of the price. The average list price per square foot was $195 per square foot this week, and that has been hovering between that 185 and 195 number the last few weeks. And the average sold price was $192 a square foot this particular week. All right, so that's the specifics on the closings and the average numbers. Let's have a look at listing activity. So we had 86 new listings in Lakeland, and that was up. We had 62 sold listings, and that was down. And we had 87 new pendings, so that's up. So we had slightly more pendings than we had new listings, so market contracted slightly. In Polk County, slightly different story. We had 413 new listings with 257 sold and 388 new pendings. So we had more listings than new pendings, so the inventory grew in the general county area. If we look at the canceled, withdrawn, expired listings, those removed from the market decreased from last week. Last week we had 37 such listings. This week we had only 30 of those. We had 1,143 active listings this week, and if we look back on the past few weeks, it was 1,146. So that's why I say inventory is relatively flat. Not a whole lot going on there. The listings that had a price drop this week were 161 listings for Lakeland and 670 for the county. Our housing supply is at 3.77. So if you remember, that is a ratio of our 6-month equilibrium. And that means we have a 63% of needed homes, and that means the inverse is the shortage. We have a 37% shortage in housing in Lakeland specifically. That's a pretty big number. So it's definitely a seller's market. Please remember a few things, sellers. If your house isn't clean, you're not going to get the best price. If your house has projects that are half finished or not done, you're not going to get the top price. If it's not updated to the most recent standards, if you don't have that granite or quartz in your kitchen, if you've got a dingy old kitchen, if you've got a laminate kitchen, if you have laminate flooring or the roll-on vinyl or just old things, you're just not going to get the top price. Even though it's a seller's market, the buyers are incredibly particular right now. They're just not going to pay top price for that because they've got to spend a ton of money to make it right. All right, so just keep that in the back of your head. So a 37% shortage is a pretty big number. So if you have any questions about that, send a direct message, comment, call us, and we'll talk to you about that. Also, there's some absolutely amazing financing programs available. We recently helped multiple people. Check out this. If the average rate is 7%, 3.875, 4.875, 3.99. Amazing programs out there. So let us know how we can help. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.